Insecurity can be such a tricky thing. It can creep up on us when we least expect it and take hold of our thoughts and emotions. And it can come from all sorts of different places, whether it's external influences like society and the media, or internal thoughts and beliefs. But one thing is for sure, it can be incredibly damaging to our self-worth and our relationships with others. I think one of the biggest sources of insecurity is the constant comparison to others. We're bombarded with images and messages of what we should look like, how we should act, and what we should have. It's easy to look at those around us and feel like we don't measure up. And when we start to believe we're not good enough, it can be the slippery slope of feeling inadequate and having these self-doubts. But it's not just external influences that can cause these insecurities. Our own thoughts and beliefs can be incredibly powerful too. Our life is literally what we imagine it to be. It's a construct you make to give yourself some sense of meaning in your life. And I'm not saying it's in a nihilistic way, but rather in a way of saying that you have the power to control your future, your beliefs. We give our life the meaning we want it to have. We force ourselves to believe it without even realizing the ideas that we want to believe and give meaning to. Most of the things that we give meaning to, if we just took the meaning away, it won't change our life drastically. But self-talk like I'm not good enough or I'll never be successful can be incredibly damaging to your self-esteem, to our self-esteem. It's important to challenge these negative thoughts and beliefs and replace them with more positive and empowering ones. Mindset literally is at the root of your existence. It's also important to remember that past experiences and traumas can contribute to our insecurities. If you've been through something traumatic, it can leave deep emotional scars that can shape the way we think and feel about ourselves. What people have said to us, even if we don't want it to have an impact, can really have an impact on what we are. Someone makes a comment about an area that you're really proud about, it can leave you insecure. Smallest comments that hurt us from other people. We don't remember the big things. We remember the small details that push us. They push us beyond our edge. It's important to be mindful of how these past experiences may be impacting us today. Insecurity can also stem from a lack of self-awareness and understanding of our own values and beliefs. If you don't understand yourself, you won't understand your thoughts. You won't be able to understand others' thoughts. When we're not clear on what we stand for and what's important to us, it can make it difficult to make decisions and have healthy relationships with others, even with ourselves. If we don't consciously know what we want, while subconsciously we do know what we want, and we act against it in a way that doesn't align with us, it will hurt us. It tears you apart. There's a divide within you that you can't handle having. Another layer of insecurity can come from our ambition and our drive to succeed. We often put a lot of pressure on ourselves to achieve certain goals, whether it's in our career, relationship, or personal development. And when we don't meet these expectations, it can be easy to feel like a failure and let that insecurity seep in. It's also important to remember that our ambitions and drive to succeed doesn't have to be at odds with our self-worth and our self-acceptance. It's possible to have both, but it requires a healthy balance. We should strive to achieve our goals, but also be mindful of how our ambitions may be impacting our self-esteem and relationships with others. Insecurities can also be linked to perfectionism, where we strive to be perfect in all aspects of our life, and when we fall short, it can lead to this feeling of inadequacy. It's important to recognize that perfectionism is an attainable standard that we're setting for ourselves. We're striving for progress, not perfection. You can't ever make a perfect circle, but at the attempt to try to draw this perfect circle, you're gonna be able to get far better. But here's the thing, insecurity is not a permanent state. It's something that can be overcome. It takes self-exploration, self-compassion, and the right tools. But it's possible to develop a greater sense of self-worth and self-acceptance. It's not easy, but it is worth it. Whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. Talk to a therapist, a friend, a family member, anyone. You just need to be able to verbally express your thought and you'll feel a sense of relief. They can help you understand also the root cause of your insecurities and develop the tools you need to overcome it. It's important to remember that we all feel insecure at the time, and it's not something to be ashamed of. Some people feel insecure all the time or believe that they feel insecure all the time, and that's okay. But by understanding the sources of our insecurities and trying to take steps to overcome it, we can learn to accept it and love ourselves for who we truly are.